It's Ian Cleverden here, and welcome to another bonus episode of Half Hour Mentor. This time, Lord Mike Storey is in the hot seat. If you missed my fabulously inspirational and humorous interview with Mike, do make sure you go back and have a listen to the full episode. For example, what would you do if you had to submit a bid for your most local city to become a capital of culture? Where would you start? Mike did just that by spearheading Liverpool's successful bid to become the European Capital of Culture, which it achieved in 2008. The transformation of Liverpool caused by this has played a major part in it being chosen to host the Eurovision Song Contest this year on behalf of Ukraine. As I've done with all my guests in this quickfire round, Mike had not heard the questions in advance, and the only edit made was to remove any thinking time before he answered. Let's have a listen. Question 1. What do you think's the best book ever written and why?
Oh, it's books that you personally like. I mean, somebody would no doubt say Shakespeare or, some great classic. But I think it's a book you really, really enjoy. The book that I had a great influence on me was Side with Rosie, for all sorts of reasons, by Laurie Lee. I'm an avid reader. This sounds really sort of... I remember a book club in Liverpool, and I've also established a book club in the House of Lords, and we meet once a month. And what I like about it is, because you often read the books that the genre of book you like yourself. Being in a book club makes you read books you wouldn't normally read, and I've suddenly discovered, authors and books which I've really enjoyed.
Great. You've been given the power to change one thing in the world of education without challenge. What would that be?
Oh gosh, that is so. Without challenge, I think it goes back to teaching, and I think we need to look closely at how we train teachers and how we reward them.
What do you think is the best song ever written and why?
Oh no! Don't you should ask my wife that. She'd be telling you all the back catalogue of David Bowie. But it's for me. Well, here's the thing. So this is not going to do my street cred any good. There was I think she's still alive. Must be in her late 80s now. Called Petula Clark. And I always liked the song Downtown. So I have a very musical taste. Everything, the only music I don't particularly like is country and western or trad jazz, but I like everything. So the family always make a joke about me liking Downtown by Petula Clark, and they refer to her as Peculiar Clark.
What do you consider to be the 3 best things about Liverpool?
It's people, it's a sense of humour, and it's a sense of if there is a wrong or an injustice, Liverpool people will be at it straight away.
Final question. Name 3 well-known people, living or dead, who you would invite round for dinner.
Oh, I'll go away from this thinking, why did you say such and such? And I can't do that, obviously. I was a great fan of Shirley Williams, and so I put Shirley Williams on my list. I got to know her really well in the House of Lords. Remarkable woman. So she would be on my list. I don't want these all to be politicians. Secondly, the comedian Joanna Lumley. I could tell you a little tale about her in a minute. And lastly, probably one of the Beatles, maybe John Lennon. Oh. Going back to Joanna Lumley, I've always liked Joanna Lumley, and Liverpool went to an awards ceremony, and we were in for various categories of, best this, best that. And suddenly they announced, and your host for this evening is Joanna Lumley. This was a black tie do in London, probably 1,000 people in this hotel. So I said to our 2 tables, if we win any prizes, I'm going up. And she looked at me. And they went through all the categories, and Liverpool didn't win a thing. And we came to the final category, and Joanna Lumley lovingly opened the envelope. And this was for the most improved council of the year. Right. And she said, and the nominations are da-da-da-da-da, and the winner is Liverpool. I pushed everybody aside, ran up. She gave me a kiss. I got the award, ran back and said, I've got to phone my wife and tell her. And I've since met Joanna Lumley because they've had a couple of events in that. She's a very good campaigner as well as an actor, and I've met her on a couple of occasions. So no, I like her a lot.
Brilliant. It was quite satisfying putting a life peer through those questions, and needless to say, his parliamentary experience meant that he handled them admirably. Huge thanks go to Mike for being such a good sport and for his excellent mentorship in the full interview. This is the last episode of this series. Given that the focus on the creative arts has been so well received, I fully intend to continue the arts theme in Series 3, which will hopefully return in the late summer of this year, 2023. However, before this, I plan to release a series of special episodes over the summer that focus on specific skills such as teaching, songwriting and handling change, all drawn from the fabulous experiences of my guests to date. They're a sort of greatest hits compilation, if you will. Make sure you subscribe to the series if you haven't already, either via your podcast platform or by finding me on social media, searching for Half Hour Mentor. That will advise you when these episodes are released. It'd also be really helpful if you could rate and review the podcasts, whether that's on the preferred listening platform, if they allow you to do that. You could do it also on social media by searching for Half Hour Mentor, or indeed just sending me a testimonial via the email address that you'll find in the show notes. Do also go back and have a listen to any episodes that you've missed. There's a treasure trove of career and personal development experience out there. Well, that's it for this series. Thanks very much for listening, and do please share the podcast series with anyone who you feel would enjoy it or gain great developmental benefit from it. Until next time, bye for now.